Well, hello, traveler. Today, the Cavern Queen explores the magical shape tool, explains another colony border trick, and points out the perks of being a Patreon. Hello everyone, it's Lady Shatana. Thanks for coming back to join me on my adventures. As you can see behind me, my level 1 town hall has been built. Doesn't it look nice? I'm very excited. Yeah, I hope you like it too. And it's going to be even better when we get it up to level 5, when it has those super amazing dwarf statues there. We are today going to once again promise that we are not going to have any fun, right? Because TimidHat still isn't here. He's still at camp, but he should be with us on the next episode. But we're all agreed, right? No fun. Yes, we're all agreed. Good job. Okay. Thanks, team. We're going to do some stuff and some things, and it's going to be great. So, admiring the town hall. Yes, very, very nice. All right, we are going to start hopefully taking care of this area here so we can get our very lovely dock up. I have deconstructed and moved the builder's hut that was in here. So it's all gone. And can't remember what I was doing, but I left some cobblestone there. And so I moved all the things, and it's now ready to be totally taken down. So we could take this down ourselves. We could take it down by hand, and that would be fine. It would be, our builders would be doing other things. But there is a thing we can do to actually make a builder clear out this space, and it's something that even as a designer I tend to forget it's a tool that we have, and it's something called the shape tool. And the shape tool, it's fairly simple to make. It's 2 sticks and an emerald, and what this lets you do is define an area and then fill it with something. And in this case we're going to fill it with air, which means removing everything that's there. And in order to do that, you make your shape tool and then you right click on a space, and it's going to give you a bunch of options. And so you can do cube, sphere, bowl, you can do all kinds of things and actually build various things with the shape tool. So say if you wanted a volcano and you didn't have a good volcano shape in the area, you can go and build like a pyramid shape or something like that, or a cone shape, and build it with dirt or rock or cobble or whatever you have a lot of, and your builder will actually do it. Might take them a long time if you build something big, but it's something that you can do. We're going to go with the cube shape, the main block and the fill block, and whether you want it solid, you want it hollow. So we're going to go solid. Our main block, we're going to pick air, and our fill block, we're also going to pick air because we want it just to be, completely emptied out. And then what you do is you start changing the size to match the area that you want to clear out. So in this case, we're going to take from the edges of the ship, and we're going to want to, of course, pick from the front of the ship to the back of the ship, and then we're going to want the height of it. I'm going to take it only down to the water level, and then I'm going to take the rest out myself because I don't want the builder trying to take out all of that water, because it could make it look not nice. So let's see if we can figure this out by standing over here. So we're gonna make it really long, and then we're gonna move it over, and then we're gonna make it long, and we're gonna move it over. Maybe not that, maybe move. There we go. And then we're going to increase the height, and we're going to drop it down to the water level. And if we, take a look at that. We are taking up from edge to edge, hopefully from top to bottom. Can you tell? I think we've got it right up to the top. Let's go one more, just to be sure, because it's not going to hurt anything to do that, and it's taking to the other side of the ship. So that's taking up the whole ship space. And what it's going to do is it's going to tell the builder to fill that space with air, which means it will take out anything that's in there. So we're just going to click the OK, and we're going to just let whichever builder is available take that. And it calls it a decoration request. It is a one-time sort of schematic that gets created by the Structurize mod. And in theory, we should have a builder pick that up and go and clear that space out. So we're gonna let things go. We're gonna see if it really works. In the meantime, we're going to take a quick look and see if it... Oh, there we go. Gary has started it, and it's given it a temporary name of the size of it, and Gary's going to go start taking stuff down. So that's cool. We'll see how long it takes Gary to do that. We are also going to... So we're going to put that away. We are also going to take a look at things with updates I've done. I've got the Fisher Hut upgraded a bit. We had to get it up to level 3 for university things, so it's starting to look pretty awesome in there. So that's happening. And what else? Oh, I finished the researches for the Fletcher, the Crusher, and the Sifter. And I've placed the blocks, so let's go ahead and get those started, I think, because Crusher and Sifter and things are going to be something that we are really going to want to get rid of all of that cobble. So doesn't need too terribly much because of course the Mega Hall is in place and takes up a lot of that. So we're going to start that, and we're going to start this. And the reason we need the Fletcher going is because you do need the other huts to create the meshes that the Sifter uses to actually sift stuff out. And so with doing the Crusher to take everything down to gravel, and then taking that gravel to the Sifter, they're going to be able to find all kinds of fun things for us to use. So there we go, the Crusher, the Sifter, and the Fletcher all going. So I think that's going to really get things moving forward for the colony. So I'm really excited about that. What we have going on as well is nothing new in here. So what we do need to do is we need to talk about colony borders. So I did upgrade the 2 guard towers down here, but because of the huts that we had here that had already pushed things out by 1 block, didn't actually push it out quite enough for the next upper intersection, and I'll show you how close we are. And this is something that, and we've talked about this before, that if I had pushed the initial claim out a bit further, we could possibly be avoiding this problem. But you can see those lines come up to show us where the colony border is. And when we take a look at the intersections, if we pop one in here to take a look, the intersection goes, I think it's like seriously 1 block outside the colony borders, and of course it won't build when it's 1 block outside the colony border. So what we need to do is we could do that temporary thing again where we place a temporary guard tower and then place it, push out the border, and that. But there is, because it's only 1 block, there is something else we can do. So we're in the lower area now. We're going to preview the lower intersection, and it's still going to be too big. We're still not going to be able to place this lower intersection, but the guard tower needs to go into the lower connector, and we're going to put it on this side here. And we can actually fit that. So by previewing here, we know that this is going to fit here. And what I did is I made myself some of these framed diorite that we use here. And with the preview open, I'm going to place these 3 diorite to mark where exactly the connector is going to need to be lined up, right? So then we cancel this preview, but we have that guide now. So we've got, you've got your guides over here and you've got the guides right here. So now what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to pull up the lower connector, and same as if the intersection was already here, we can line it up right there. And so we can actually build this one first, and then when we've got the guard tower and the borders pushed out, we can then put the intersection in here. And because of how Cavern lines up, it's going to slide right in there. So we can actually, by knowing how everything fits together, we can do the things we need to do. And we'll be able to get one of our guys doing this. And yeah, so that is a workaround we can do so we don't have to build and then move and then build. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to let that go, and we'll do that on both sides, and we'll be able to do the things we need to do. So there you go. So there's another workaround that you can do once you have the first few bits of infrastructure in place, and just knowing how things go together. So there you go. What else can we talk about? Housing. One thing that's every once in a while, it's a really good idea to just go around to the housing and do sort of a round of the whole thing and go to manage. And I have everything set to not automatically house people because I like to go in and put everybody in the correct, or the most efficient places. So I'll go and I'll take a look, and I can see I have 2 spaces here, and right now Cannon is housed 51 blocks away, and Esteban is housed 74 blocks away. They're probably in the Tavern right now. So I'm actually going to move Esteban into this one, and as I increase the level of the residents here, I will move people into the ones that are closest to them. So I'll just do a full round of the whole colony, and it doesn't matter whether people are awake or sleeping when you do this. So this one, it's already got the 2 couriers that work really close, and right now poor Otto is quite a ways away. He's a builder who's just upstairs from here, and yeah, so I'll upgrade the housing to be able to bring him in closer. So it's just a really quick roundabout. I mean, you could do this in a fairly short period of time where you're just running around and checking everybody, and it's so much easier than in a conventional, like one of the other styles, because it's so orderly that you know that you're going to be able to be like, okay, everybody that's up there is going to be housed down here. So it's a nice simple thing you can do to make all of your people as happy as possible, because as we said before, a happy colonist is a good colonist. And let's see, it's bedtime, it's nighttime, so let's have a little snooze. And yeah, what else can we talk about today? You may have noticed that my colonists don't look like standard colonists. They are currently, I believe I've got the medieval pack selected in my town hall. In my settings, I've got, it's Nordic. I've got Nordic right now. So I'm a Patreon, and I've been a Patreon for a ridiculous amount of time. And when you are a Patreon, you get a few extra skins for your colonists, which is really, really fun, as well as some naming conventions. And you also get some extra bits for your colony flag. So these extra super fun designs that come available when you are a Patreon. So if you're not a Patreon, maybe consider becoming one. It doesn't take a lot. I believe it's the even at the $5 a month level, or it's $5 or $7. You do that for a little bit. I believe it's at $60. You get the extra skins. So you could do a one-time thing. You could do anyway. Being a Patreon is awesome, and there's also a custom schematic. What's the word I'm looking for? You can go onto the schematic server actually and see all of the designs as they're being built, and the Patreon expedition or exploration or whichever server they've got going on right now. So being a Patreon is cool. And looking out here, it looks like things are happening over there. So slowly, our nice happy guy, yeah, look at him there. He's working. So he's going to take all that down. We're not going to have to do anything, which is really, really great. What else we got? I've got some snickerdoodles. They're delicious. I love snickerdoodles, even in real life. It's something I very much enjoy. Oh, so just as a test with playing with the banners there, you'll see that the banner that we created in the town hall is now on all of the colony flag banners all over the colony. I tend to put colony flag banners in pretty much all of the huts, so you'll see it all over the place now, and I'll change that as I get to things. What else have we done? Oh, we got the barracks, the alternative barracks finished. So the level 1 is up here, and as I'm sure you've played before, you know that every level of the barracks comes up with a barracks tower, and they will just magically appear, and then we'll be able to build the tower and increase them and get our dudes to make sure that everybody's nice and safe. Our raids are at, I think there were still 3 in the last raid, but that's because I think it's because I don't actually have any guards. And there's all these crazy calculations that happen in the back to decide, in the background to decide how many is going to be in the raid and that sort of thing. So I think it's taking pity on us because I haven't actually built ourselves up militarily. But I could be wrong. I might get a massive raid next time and be proven completely wrong with that. Guess we'll find out. What else have I got? I have, it's not visually obvious, but I upgraded the warehouse, but I do have a whole bunch more racks in there to be storing things. I'm going to be upgrading these guys next, I think. So that builder that I moved from the supply ship, I did put in here and upgraded to level 3 as I did it, because he was level 2. So now I've got one over here and I've got one at that end. So I've kind of spread them out around the colony. So there's always going to be a builder close to where I need them. And what else? Again, we promised that we weren't going to have a lot of fun while TimidHat was away. But, yeah, I think that might actually do it for today. I wanted to talk about that shape tool. I wanted to talk about the banners. And I wanted to tell you all that you are super duper awesome, and that I hope that you have been having a lot of fun playing with Minecolonies. It's honestly, it's impossible for me to play without Minecolonies now. When I do get around to playing, it's just I find I don't feel like I have anything to do with my game if I'm not actually building myself a colony. So quite satisfying to watch this being taken down without me having to do it. And yeah, I think that'll about do it. So I hope that you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and that we see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye!